Amazon, as we know, is into everything. They're probably going to control most businesses where you work, and our whole lives, frankly, I think, are going to be changed. Now, the latest is Amazon is supposed to be buying Pillpack. It's an online pharmacy. They sell online pharmacy products, and then they'll take over their operation, and they'll start selling these online through this Pillpack that has a license to sell in every state. In the so they're going to be in the prescription drug industry. One thing Amazon had a problem was getting approved in the different states for this, but see, Pillpack already has the approvals from every state, so that makes them worth the money to start with. They haven't really come out and said too much about what they were paying, but Pillpack has 1,000 people working for them, and the comparison with 235,000 who work for Walgreens, say. So Amazon announced on Thursday that they were going to buy Pillpack, and this will put them in the drug business, the prescription drug industry, which is a $560 billion industry. So I think they're paying about $1 billion for it. $1 billion. Amazon's paying, and Amazon has a market value of $840 billion. So now your the drugs that you have, your prescriptions and everything, you can get online through Pillpack, through Amazon, and it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good deal, pretty good situation for some people, especially because, as we know, Amazon prices are cheaper on everything, and then they have the one-day delivery and the whole works. One thing in particular, there are 25 million Americans that have no insurance, so they'll be able to contact Pillpack and find out how much their medicine will cost, because just because they have no insurance, they have to pay for their medicine. And as we know with Amazon, generally their prices are cheaper than anybody, and they have the one-day delivery and things like that. Now, the only difference between Pillpack and your other drug stores is you can't go up to the counter, and a lot of people like to go up to the counter and buy their drugs, although it is a lot more work. Most of the people I talk to in every business says, oh, I like Amazon, I call them, I look them up online, and whatever I buy, it's there the next day. In fact, a man told me that this morning. The guy next door has a barber shop. He said, yeah, I needed some of this special cream that I've been buying in North Carolina and Florida, and I just checked online for that particular cream. Amazon was way, way cheaper. And they said there's no tax, and they'll have it here today. He said it'll be here today, and he doesn't have to go through Florida or North Carolina to get this certain kind of cream that he uses in his business. And most of the people have given up on some things, but the prescriptions, Americans, they have a lot of them filled at the counter, and they stand there and they wait for it. That's what I've done. I guess that's what most people do, but I don't see too much advantage to it. You have to get in your car, you have to drive over there, you have to take a bus, a cab, or whatever, and then you have to wait in line and get it there. You know, with the Amazon thing and this online drugstore they're going to have, you know, you give them the prescription and it'll be there the next day. Give them a credit card and it's all over. The other drugstores that'll be competing with them, we know who they are, and they're out there, but all Amazon can do would be to cause them trouble, because every business they're in, somehow you can't compete with them. Right. Now, as far as this drugstore they're taking over, the company is primarily in Manchester, New Hampshire, but it also has numerous other pharmacies, including Miami, Brooklyn, and Austin, Texas. But it has licenses to operate in all 50 states. And when they had an original offering coming out, they raised $118 million, and they've been taking in $100 million a year. Or that's what they took in 2017. Pillpack. So I don't know. It's interesting to see how many more businesses Amazon will be getting in, because just like I talked to the barber and all that, you know, any business they get in said you can't compete. Everything's cheaper. You can't compete, so you're better off closing up shop. And something I was thinking of, you know, I do some of this real estate. A lot of these strip centers that they have, the mall strip centers, a lot of your small stores now are empty. They're empty because those small stores can't compete with Amazon. I don't care what they're selling. And one reason would be, let's go where they buy it, in China. Because I talked to another guy, I said, I want to go to China. All right, let's go. You know, and I could get 10 t-shirts from that guy, 10 pair of pants from that guy. He said, are you crazy? I said, what do you mean by that? He said, when they sell to you, it's going to be a huge, huge, huge box that you could put 10 boats in it almost. And that's the order they're going to take. And they're not going to sell you 10 of nothing. Then that big, big, huge box will go on a freighter and it'll shoot right to their one of their warehouses that they have here around the country. It'll go into the warehouse, and then they have the warehouses set up where there's nothing on the floors. It's just wide open floors, concrete, steel, and then they put shelves all the way down on each side, and then they start running pictures of everything on the internet, and then they start selling the stuff. And that's how you're not buying nothing in China. You're going to be, they sell it over the internet, and with the pictures, you tell them what you want. Okay, thank you. You'll have the 10 t-shirts tomorrow once you give them the credit card. That's their big deal, is their delivery, they like to say, tomorrow. Now, that alone, you know, when you start thinking about industries, I mean, they're going to be hurting so many people shortly. In fact, I think a lot of these strip centers and malls, all the small stores are going to go out that compete with them. But you're going to have to, when you build these, I think you're going to have to build them so they can be converted to offices. Just like we're seeing in an office here. This was a strip center at one time. They probably couldn't rent it. So then you have it set up where you can make it an office. But that office deal is going to have to be made while you're building the structure, because you can't wait until all the small stores are empty, then start renting for offices. Then they got to do all this work again. I'd say you're going to have to set that up to start with if somebody builds any more small strip centers. But it sounds to me like you'd be better off building these warehouses, wide open warehouses, 3-4 floors that Amazon wants. Wide open warehouses, 3 or 4 floors, and they'll put their shelves in. Goodbye. Nobody's going in there. People are going to be buying from the picture that they see on the internet, and they buy from the picture, give you a credit card, and tell them you'll have it there the next day. Thank you. Should I show a picture of my warehouse back there?